Morning. I'm John Hudson, pastor of the Pilgrim United Church of Christ in Sherburne, Massachusetts, and the writer of Spiritually Speaking, a weekly newspaper column for Gannett Media. And I welcome you to another of my weekly video essays with thoughts about how all of us can lean into and get through these strange and amazing days. July 4th, Independence Day, that's just tomorrow, a day so many Americans absolutely love, myself included. It often marks the true beginning of the summer months, days when we can perhaps pull back a bit from our daily routines and rest and play and enjoy the beautiful New England weather. On a typical 4th, I will visit friends that day and eat hot dogs off the grill and maybe listen to the Red Sox on the radio. And of course, as night falls, find some place to sit out on a blanket with thousands of other folks around me and look up at the sky and watch the fireworks, joining in for all the oohs and the ahs and those brightly colored munitions as they burst into reds and whites and blues with booms and bangs. But tomorrow is not a typical 4th, not this year, not in these COVID-19 times. We all know that so much has changed in the last 100 days or so. Many of us might go to a party tomorrow, but hopefully do so at a distance of at least 6 feet from others and with a mask. No baseball game at the park and no tightly packed crowds looking up at fireworks either. Instead, what I've been thinking about is that perhaps at least this year, what if we called tomorrow not Independence Day, but Interdependence Day? Interdependence Day, a day to remember our individual freedoms, yes, but also to remember our responsibility to one another as Americans and humans and children of God. That even as we celebrate the romantic ideal of one person standing up all by themselves, on their own, self contained, independent, strong, we must also celebrate the truth that we depend upon each other. We need each other. We cannot get through this life without each other, our friends and neighbors and family and fellow citizens, especially reaching out to those in need. And of course, continuing to do our parts as citizens to get through these COVID days, these COVID days. This week, for the first time since March 20th, our state, Massachusetts, reported no deaths from COVID. Not one death on one day. That's amazing when you think about it, when you remember that just in April or so, we were looking at days when hundreds died, when scores of folks were hospitalized, when the pandemic was racing like wildfire through this place we love and call home. We've come so far on this July 4th, and why? Why have things improved? Why have we flattened the curve and even pushed it down? While this day in so many other states, the deaths and the illnesses are soaring. I think it is because we have recognized our interdependence, that when it comes to COVID and getting through this crisis, we need each other. The only way to get through this pandemic is by working together, by sacrificing together, by wearing a mask, even though it is an inconvenience, awkward and strange and a pain, by staying at home when we can, and when we do go out in public, by staying physically distanced, by remembering we do all these things, not just to protect our own lives, but to protect the lives of others, especially the most vulnerable, the old and the chronically ill, our senior parents and grandparents and golden age neighbors, and really anyone who is threatened by the virus. We need each other on July 4th and on every other day we live on this earth. And if the virus has taught us anything, it is that we cannot get through this life without the love and the support of other people. If I rise, you rise. If I fall, you fall. Here's what my favorite preacher, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, had to say about this truth of human interdependence. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Independence is wonderful, absolutely, but so is interdependence, knowing that I cannot be who God made me to be unless you can be who God made you to be. That I am not really healthy and safe unless you are healthy and safe. So happy Interdependence Day. Happy 4th of July. I need you and you need me. Thank God. Thanks for joining me. Our church offers worship every Sunday morning on this Facebook page at 8:50 a.m. and we invite you to become a part of our faith community. Take care, and I pray that you and yours, that your loved ones, that all of us, that we can keep the faith. Be well, stay safe, and God bless all of us, and God bless our world.